Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And welcome back to Manifest with Me. I am so excited to be doing another episode for you guys here today. So if you're new to Manifest with Me and you clicked on this video and you're like, what's going on? I am going to post a video almost every single day this month in March to teach you guys how to manifest using the moon cycle. This is something I do on my channel every single year. This is the 4th annual Manifest with Me in March, so welcome. What have you missed so far? Well, you've missed episodes 1 and 2. We haven't really done anything yet. This week we're just focusing on priming your energy for manifestation. So we talked a little bit about preparing yourself to rest and relax and to cultivate the energy you need to manifest. We've also talked about taking good care of your body so that you're energetically and physically ready to manifest. And today we're going to talk about how to mentally prepare yourself to manifest. So, approaches and techniques to mentally prepare yourself. I've got 3 for you guys today. So let's get started. Tip number 1 on how to mentally prepare yourself to manifest is to think about manifesting the small things first. In a couple of days, it's going to be the new moon, and that is when our manifesting is officially going to start. When the new moon comes, in that video, I will be talking to you guys about writing down your intentions. And so that will actually be the time you have to brainstorm and to think about what it is you want. So you don't really need to know about that yet. You don't have to have an idea of what it is that you want to manifest. We're just still priming our energy. But here's what I've noticed has happened in years past, and especially with myself when I've gone to manifest. When we go to manifest, a lot of times we think of it almost as like a genie in a bottle. You know, we rub the lamp, we got 3 wishes, we ask for money, to win the lottery, the mansion, the car, you know, to manifest the one that we're gonna marry. Those are pretty typical, what I hear from a lot of people, that they want to manifest. Now, is there anything wrong with manifesting those things? No, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the desires of your heart. If that is what you want, then go for it. However, those are very big manifestations. Anything is possible. That's the whole point of manifesting. But I usually get a lot of people by the end of the series commenting or emailing me a little disappointed that that hasn't manifested yet. A month has gone by, they've done the moon cycle, they did all the techniques, they followed the videos, and you know, their soulmate hasn't manifested, or they don't have $1 million. Anything can happen, you guys. But the point of the series isn't to manifest to be a millionaire in a month. We're going to talk later in the series about divine timing, about how you have to let go of timelines in order to manifest. This is not an overnight thing. But I think that your success with manifesting depends on how much trust and how much faith you build in yourself and the manifestation process. So if you want to write down the mansion and pin some of those things and make your vision board all about your dream life and your future, that is great. But I highly suggest that you focus more this year and in this manifestation series on the smaller things so that you can start to really build faith with the process. So for example, if you're really trying to work on manifesting abundance and finances and financial freedom, instead of writing down that you want financial freedom, maybe you can try to start with manifesting $500 in your savings account. That might be something that is a little bit easier to build faith with. Your ego isn't going to pick that apart. But when you say you want to be a millionaire, and you're in a situation where there's not a lot of money in the bank, or you're unemployed, putting that on your vision board and really focusing all your energy on that, especially with this manifesting series, it could be like a blow to your faith, a blow to your confidence. I think it's important to start manifesting little things before you start manifesting the bigger things. In my experience, I've been manifesting my whole life, I just didn't know it. We talked in episode 1 about how manifesting is simply just creating something out of nothing. It's calling what you want into your life. And so I've been doing that. We've all been doing that. But when I first consciously sat down to manifest, what I was asking for was an apartment. I really wanted to move to Los Angeles, and I wanted an apartment, and I wanted a specific looking apartment. I wanted an apartment that was a loft, that had hardwood floors, that had brick walls, and had the gorgeous view of the palm trees, just like the whole deal. And at that point in time, I had like a really crappy job that didn't pay me very much, and I was living in like a broken down apartment with like 3 roommates. I didn't have any savings. I barely had just bought a car, like an old beat up car. And so this was a huge manifestation for me, but at the same time, I felt like it was something that was possible. Like at that point in time, I could have decided I want to manifest a mansion, or I want to manifest my dream house. And that's still what I want, right? Don't we all want that? But I thought this is the next step for me, is to move into my own apartment and to move to the city, because I had some goals I wanted to pursue there. So I started my vision board. I did all the manifestation techniques I'm going to teach you guys about in this series, and it manifested. It truly did manifest. It was so amazing. Like, it was so different than what I thought it was going to be, but somehow I ended up in this beautiful apartment with hardwood floors and brick walls. It was in my budget and just worked perfectly for me where I was at in life. So that's kind of an example of starting with something that is definitely a dream of yours, but maybe isn't like the ultimate thing. Instead of just going straight for the mansion, ask yourself what the next step is. Because I have a lot of clients, a lot of you guys I talk to who are working on manifesting. I'm pulling cards for you guys, and you're living with a narcissist, or you're living with parents still, or you're unemployed, or you're in a difficult situation, and the big goal is I want to have the home and I want to have the dream job. And so I work with clients like that to ask them, do you just want to stay in this situation for years and then go to the dream job? Or like, because it's going to take a lot of work. Realistically, it's going to take a lot of work. So what's the next step for you? Where do you see yourself in a year or 2? And a lot of times when I break it down for people like that, they're like, oh, well, maybe I'll just move out on my own, or I'd like to be an intern for this position, or I'd like to meet some new friends and have a group of people around me and connections. So this is about breaking it down, breaking your big manifestation down into something smaller. For example, if you want to manifest the one, and you want to manifest like that you're married and that's what you really want, you can put that on your vision board. But maybe if let's say you haven't dated in years, manifest a date. Manifest a first date with somebody you get along well with. Think about the next step. Maybe manifest friendship. Maybe you're lonely and you don't have a lot of friends around you, and you're thinking about the one, the soulmate. You're thinking that person's going to come in and make everything better, when really you just want some friends. The soulmate will come, but what's the next step? And so I'm trying to break this down for you guys. I'm not saying that you can't manifest your biggest dream, but it starts with something smaller. For me, I had to manifest that apartment first and build faith and trust before I manifested traveling the world. And that's something I've manifested. I'm super proud of. Like, I manifested that out of thin air. I definitely worked for it, but I had to build faith and trust and manifest the little things first. So as you, over the next couple days, are opening your mind to manifesting, and you get ready to start writing down your manifestations for the new moon, keep that in mind, to think about the small things, to think about what's the next step? Where do I see myself in 6 months or a year? What do you need in the next couple months? Manifest that instead of thinking 10 years from now or the huge dream. Manifest the little things first. You can always make, like for me, I have a vision board that's like the huge dream, and then I have another vision board that's just like the small, short-term little baby steps. That really helps me to kind of organize it so I don't get too overwhelmed. Because sometimes the big dream distracts us from doing the work that we need to do now. It can keep us stuck in the now. So just think about that. The next tip to mentally prepare yourself to manifest. It goes along a little bit with the first tip, but tip number 2 is to know yourself and truly understand what you want. Sometimes the things that we ask for and we work towards don't manifest because in reality, we really don't want them. I, for a long time in my life, tried to manifest moving to New York. I had this whole dream that I was gonna move there and be like an editor-in-chief of a fashion magazine. And as I grew up, as I grew through life, I realized it's not what I wanted. I started with manifesting going to New York, which I did. I spent some time there. And I realized I didn't like it. So I spent so much time, and I was like, why is this not manifesting? I'm doing all the things. Why am I not living there yet? What's going on? And after I visited a couple times, I realized, you know what? This is not what I want. So you might be surprised that something you've been trying to manifest for so long is not actually what you want. That's why tip number 1 is important, to break down your goals into small things and think more about the next year or 2 of your life. Think about the short-term goals. Keep the long-term goals. You can always change them. Delete stuff from your vision board, add new things. But I think it's a little easier to get clarity on the small things. And that's why clarity is so important when it comes to what you want to manifest. If you're changing your mind all the time, it's going to be difficult to hold that energy and manifest what it is that you want. So, know yourself, understand yourself, know what you want. You could be stuck in a certain place in your life for a long time because you just have not given root to the desire. You haven't decided and clarified what it is that you want. And that's going to be what the new moon is all about. We're going to talk about that in a couple days and spend quite some time clarifying our intentions. And I'll teach you guys how to do that, give you some exercises for that. But I think just as we head in that direction, starting to tap in with yourself, ask yourself, what do you want? What's important to you? Know yourself. The more that you understand yourself, the more that you explore life, the easier it is to clarify your intentions. And sometimes this is something that just happens as you grow through life. I think that as you grow older, you start to understand yourself more. If you don't really know what you want, then it's just important to allow yourself to explore different things in life. And maybe your manifestations can be more about having experiences and exploring. If you don't really know the big thing you want, or you don't even know the small things, maybe it'll be important for you to manifest experiences so you can learn more about yourself. So the third tip for how to mentally prepare yourself to manifest is paying attention to your thoughts about what you want to manifest. We're definitely going to talk about this more in the series, but for now, I want you guys to start tuning in to your thoughts about the things that you want. You might notice you have some subconscious beliefs that are telling you can't have it, or you don't want it, or it's not right. And I think especially in today's age, it's so easy to be judged for the things that you want. It's so difficult. You kind of feel like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. What's the point in manifesting anything? Because people are going to judge it and pick it apart and tell you that it's wrong, or that it's immoral, or that it's not ethical, or whatever. So, this is where we go back to point 2 and realize it's important to know yourself. But start paying attention to your thoughts. I think one of the biggest things that holds us back from manifesting is the fear of what other people will think. The fear that we'll be judged, or that we'll be doing something wrong, or that we're not allowed to have it. And some of that can even come from childhood, or the way that we were raised, the culture that we grew up in. In order to manifest your heart's desires, you have to break away from all that and really touch bases with your truth and start telling yourself that you're worthy and that you're capable. And building confidence has a lot to do with this too. I think as you start manifesting teaches you to trust yourself and to have confidence that if you want something, you can make it happen. So your homework for today is just to pay attention to your thoughts about manifesting, because you're gonna naturally, as you watch these videos, you might already have in your mind some things that you really want to manifest and you really want to ask for. So just notice the thoughts about it. You don't need to change the thoughts or do anything about it, but just start noticing where you're at mentally. And it's okay if you're not really in a good space mentally, manifestation wise, and if you're really not feeling confident in it, or if you have a lot of fear. That's totally okay. We're gonna start there and help you work on building confidence in this series. So let me know if you guys have any questions about manifesting below. I'm not gonna answer in the comments, but I will answer in these videos and in this series, all right? And what do you need to do right now for manifesting? Just do the homework, watch the first couple of videos. We're just priming our energy, starting to understand more about this process, you don't need to write down your manifestations. In fact, I would say don't write them down yet. I mean, if you've written them down in the past or something, that's fine, but I would not write them down just yet, because the moon is really, once again, we're in the balsamic moon, we're in the waning moon. This is a time where we rest, we relax, we pull back. It's a time of introspection. We're thinking, we're allowing our body some time to recharge. We're cultivating the energy we're going to need to manifest. And so it's not necessarily a good time energetically to really write those things down and put them out there. Rules are meant to be broken, but that's just my suggestion. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.